The day I felt my knees in front of Tund, cry like a child, was the day I realized money can't wash away guilt. I still remember his face, calm, quiet, but filled with a kind of sadness that cut deeper than anger. That day, I understood what it meant to lose everything and still have to live with yourself. It all started 3 years earlier in Lagos, a city that never sleeps. Everyone was chasing something: money, fame, survival, or love. I was chasing wealth. I wanted to rise above the noise, above the crowded Danfo buses, the endless traffic, the power cuts, and the smell of sweat and fry planted in the air. I wanted people to look at me and say, "That man has made it." Tund and I grew up like brothers. We met back in university, both dreamers from humble families. He was the calm one, always planning, always patient. I was the loud one, bold, hungry, restless. After school, when everyone was struggling to find a job, Tund came to me with an idea. He wanted to start a small tech company that would help local shops manage their daily sales using simple mobile tools. At first, I laughed. I told him Nigerians don't like such things, but he believed in it. He said, "Someday, even market women will use phones to track sales." I joined him, mostly because he was my friend, and I didn't want him to fail alone. We named the company SwiftBite. For months, we worked day and night in a small office at Yaba. Sometimes we didn't even have money for food, but Tund's faith was solid. Then, one lucky day, a foreign investor noticed us. He saw potential in SwiftBite and offered to partner with us. Overnight, we became a sensation in the tech world. Everything changed after that. Money started flowing. We moved into a bigger office, hired more staff, and started driving cars we could only dream of before. But as the business grew, so did my pride. I wanted more control, more recognition, more power. People started calling Tund the brains of the company, while they called me the face. It looked harmless, but deep down, it burned me. I wanted to be the one. I started feeling like Tund was holding me back, like he was too soft, too cautious, too kind. Then one day, the investor asked us to choose a single CEO to represent the company on paper. It was just a formality, but it planted a seed in my heart, a dark one. I told Tund I would handle the legal registration because I had a lawyer friend. He trusted me completely. That was my first mistake, and his biggest. I changed the documents. I made myself the sole owner of SwiftBite. Tund never suspected a thing. I told him it was done, and he smiled, thanking me for handling everything. From that moment, greed became my god. Months passed, and I slowly started pushing Tund out of decisions. When he questioned me, I reminded him that I was now the CEO, that everything had to pass through me. The day he found out the truth, that I had legally taken the company from him, was the first time I saw tears in his eyes. He didn't shout. He didn't fight. He just looked at me and said, "So this is how it ends, Daniel?" I told myself it was business. I told myself I deserved it. But deep down, I knew I had destroyed something pure, something money couldn't buy. At first, I enjoyed my new power. I threw parties, bought a mansion in Lekki, and filled my life with people who only cared about my wallet. But karma doesn't knock loudly, it whispers first. Small things started going wrong. Our biggest client started pulling out without warning. The investor withdrew his support, saying he no longer trusted our leadership. My workers started resigning, one after another. Still, I told myself I could fix it. I was wrong. Everything began to crumble like sand under my feet. By the second year, SwiftBite was bleeding money. The accounts were a mess, the investors were gone, and the employees had lost faith in me. I tried to reach Tund for advice, but he never picked up my calls. People said he had started a small foundation helping young tech startups. I saw him on TV once, smiling and teaching others how to build honest businesses. He looked peaceful, like a man free from all the noise I created. Meanwhile, I was sinking. One night, I sat alone in my mansion, the same place that once hosted parties full of laughter and champagne. The silence was heavy. My phone kept buzzing with calls from debt collectors. I looked around and realized something shocking. Despite all the wealth I had stolen, I was completely alone. No friends, no peace, no sleep. Then it got worse. One of my managers, the last loyal one, betrayed me. He leaked documents showing my illegal business dealings. The news spread fast. My name trended for all the wrong reasons. Within weeks, I lost every contract and every ounce of respect I had. The company I stole was gone. The money vanished too, frozen by the authorities. The cars were taken. The mansion was auctioned. I was left with nothing but shame and regret. For months, I couldn't step outside. I avoided people. I avoided mirrors. I couldn't stand the man I had become. But karma wasn't done with me yet. One morning, as I walked down a busy street in Surulere, trying to look for small jobs just to survive, I saw a banner with Tun's face. He was hosting a charity tech event. My heart twisted. Something in me said, go. I didn't know if I wanted forgiveness or punishment, but I went. When I got there, the hall was full of young people. Tun was on stage, talking about honesty, teamwork, and friendship. Every word felt like a knife cutting through my chest. After the event, I gathered courage and walked up to him. People stared when they saw me. Some whispered, some frowned. Tun turned around, and our eyes met for the first time in 2 years. My legs went weak. My voice broke. All the anger, pride, and guilt I carried melted. I dropped to my knees right there in front of everyone. Tears rolled down my face as I said, Tun, I'm sorry. I destroyed everything we built. I was blind. The room went silent. I expected him to walk away, but he didn't. He slowly came closer, placed his hand on my shoulder and said, Daniel, you didn't destroy everything. You destroyed yourself, but you can rebuild, just not the same way. That moment broke me completely, but in a good way. We talked for hours that day. I confessed everything, the lies, the documents, the fake deals, everything. He listened quietly, without judgment. When I was done, he said something that stayed with me forever. Greed is a sickness, but forgiveness is medicine. You stole my company, Daniel, but don't let it steal your soul too. He didn't give me money. He didn't offer me a job, but he gave me something far more valuable, a second chance at life. Months later, I started working at one of his charity tech hubs. Not as a partner, not as a boss, just a teacher, helping young people learn coding, honesty, and discipline. It wasn't the life I imagined years ago, but it was peaceful. Sometimes, I still pass by the old Swiftbite building. It now belongs to Tun's Foundation. The logo has changed, but the memories remain. Whenever I see it, I smile sadly, not because of what I lost, but because of what I finally found. Peace. And that's how karma made me kneel, not to destroy me, but to save me